Despite all the horror happening in Ukraine and Kharkiv, there is still a place for love, a place for kindness and warmth. Only these feelings will help us to get through it and win. We should stay united and we stand for love, said a calm Anton and bright Anastasia amid the wreckage of a destroyed building. The second month of the war, in its active phase, was shattered Kharkiv with broken buildings and empty streets. It's their wedding day, against the odds. It takes place in the metro station because of the constant Russian shelling. They gathered a mayor of the city and a multitude of journalists with around 100 cameras aimed at them. No matter the circumstances, love has the power to conquer and prevail. The party was organized in literally 3 days, with Anastasia and Anton driving through Kharkiv inviting reporters who were filming the war. And it did attract a lot of attention. The scale was impressive. But there was also another reason for that. Let me take you back to the beginning of the war. Anton, a dental surgeon, and Anastasia, a nurse at an oncology clinic, found themselves unemployed after their workplaces were damaged by shelling. Initially, Anton provided dental care while Anastasia inserted drips, injections, and bandages. With pharmacies closed and medicines shortage, they became active volunteers, tirelessly fundraising, purchasing supplies, and distributing them, despite the constant threat of shelling and personal risk to their lives. The grand scale of their wedding attracted significant attention, resulting in the raising of substantial amount of money. Anton and Nastya dedicated these funds to purchasing medicine for both civilian and military needs. Additionally, they installed shower cabins in the hospital to ensure that the resident doctors had access to proper hygiene facilities. 2 weeks after their wedding, Anton and Anastasia were out fulfilling their volunteer duties. Anton had gone into the pharmacy while Anastasia waited for him in the car with their dog. Suddenly, a massive missile strike hit precisely at that moment. Anastasia witnessed light coming through the window like fireworks as the car was damaged outside. Trembling with fear, the dog dragged her under the seat for safety. After the chaos quieted down, Anastasia saw Anton leaping towards her, shouting, "Tourniquet!" Thankfully, she had one at hand. So Anton was in the pharmacy when a large explosion occurred. A small piece, around 3 millimeters, got under his knee and cut off an artery and a vein in the leg. Due to the constant shelling, it took several hours to transport Anton to the operating room. During his time there, and throughout the rehabilitation period, Nastya managed everything single-handedly. Despite her exhaustion, she displayed remarkable resilience. She was like a soldier chain in bulletproof vest. Their love proved stronger than any obstacle. When it became evident that Anton's artery wasn't functioning properly, he was offered another operation in Germany. Although it was a difficult decision to leave their hometown, they made it unanimously. Just as they had decided to stay in Kharkiv at the beginning of the war, to volunteer, their unity prevailed once again. It became evident that as long as they remained united in such situations, they were uncertain of what else could threaten them. But how did this story begin? How did they meet? Nastya brought her son to a dentist, who turned out to be Anton. That encounter led to her third marriage. Their relationship began immediately after a terrible second divorce. Nastya never imagined she would move in with someone, as in all her previous relationships, her husband had lived at her place. Any time she could say, "Get out of here!" So moving in with Anton was a complicated step for Nastya. And what about Anton? He was 37 and he had never been married. They were even joking. Imagine how everyone will be shocked when they find out that you are finally getting married. And Anton says, I waited 36 years to meet her. Love is like a guiding light, leading people through the darkest of times and showing that with love, anything is possible.